Hello and welcome to the Beyond the Hustle podcast. My name is Lydia, and I'm a mindset coach for high-achieving entrepreneurs and leaders. In this podcast, I share insights into how you can create a life of freedom, happiness, personal fulfillment, and even more success without the hustle and stress. Have fun and enjoy. Welcome to a new podcast episode, which has the title, The 5 Pillars of Building a Sustainable Six-Figure Business. And I am recording this podcast episode at the moment because I have a course out which has the same title, or basically a similar title. It's called How to Build a Six-Figure Business Using Strategy and Intuition. And it's out now for 33 euros. And it's a course. It's going to be a course. And it will be first recorded in a live immersion in Telegram. So you can basically, for 33 euros, join a little group and get my teachings live, being recorded in the group. And later on, you have 1 year of access to that, to all these recordings. And the thing is, I have built a six-figure business. I have had a six-figure business for years now. And I have supported many, many clients to go even beyond that, like not even a six-figure business, but bringing in millions a year. And since I'm changing a little bit in my business, I want to have more things in form of courses. I wanted to start with this one before I offer you other courses, for example, around raising your vibration or like being in a better energy throughout the day, about manifestation techniques, about relationships. All of these things will be put into courses, and I'm starting with this one because this is the oldest stuff that I have been teaching. I've been teaching around business and selling and strategy for ages. However, now you basically get everything in there. Even my most recent breakthroughs, like from the past months, it's going to be all in there. So it's not the old teachings. It's really a very upgraded version of everything I've been teaching in the past years. And in this podcast episode, I want to give you the first snippets on how to build a sustainable six-figure business. And if you want to take it a little bit further and join us in the course, in the live immersion, it's 33 euros. It's a no-brainer. You can join us and do all the things for yourself and get started. And even if you don't want to build a high level or a six-figure, seven-figure, whatever business, even if you just want to have a business that brings in 50K a year, or if you're not even interested in business so much, all these tools, all these techniques, all these mindset shifts I'm going to give you in that immersion will help you tremendously. So even if you just want to change certain things in your life, join us because you can just basically replace six-figure business with whatever dream you have and use all the teachings for that. With that being said, what has not worked for me building a six-figure business? What has not worked for me was following one strategy. There are so many trainings out there. There are so many courses out there and even high-level teachings, high-level trainings. And I have done them all. I have tried so many and I have paid multiple 5 figures for that. And it hasn't worked for me. Just following one strategy that someone tells you how to do doesn't create change for you if it's not the right strategy for you. You have to understand that. And this is the reason why there are some people out there using the same strategy, the very same strategy, and some people are ultra successful with it and the other person not. Because it's not the strategy. You have to find the strategy that works for you. And just following one strategy that someone like trumpets about on social media and wherever, this is not what makes you successful. You really have to find what is your strategy. And I'll go a little bit deeper into that in a moment. What has also not worked for me was just following law of attraction teachings and focusing on raising my vibration and becoming a vibrational match. I was in that community for a long time. And this does not work because my subconscious still ran on lack, scarcity, and fear. If you're just trying to raise your vibration, be a little bit happier and just, like focus on your desire in a form of like, I have to become a vibrational match to that. How? People have no fucking clue what it means. Like, how do you do that? This did not work for me until I found out much deeper teachings around that and how to actually change my subconscious. So, just following all these talks about law of attraction did not help. There is a next level to that I'm actually going to teach you in this course as well. So, what has worked for me and my clients are the following 5 pillars that I want to speak about in this podcast episode. And if you're interested in the course, I will say a little bit more later on, but you can go directly to my website, lydiawilmsen.com, and you find a little banner on top, and you can just click there and sign up, or you go to the show notes and you find the link there as well. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. What are the 5 pillars of building a sustainable 6-figure business? And as I said, if you're not interested in building a 6-figure business, you can just exchange and replace that with whatever desire and dream you have. And I want to summarize it first. I want to give you the 5 pillars and then go a little bit deeper into each one of them. The 5 pillars are strategy. Yes, it is important. Mindset is the second one. The third one, nervous system regulation. Such a key and hasn't been talked about in depth at all until now. Emotional mastery is the fourth one, very important as well. And the fifth one then is energetic alignment. And now I want to go a little bit deeper into each one of them so that you can really get started just with this podcast episode alone. So, strategy. What you have to learn and figure out is basically you have a business already. So you have to upgrade your offers to set you up for 6 figures. You have to create packages. You have to create something that makes you able to bring in that money. If you just have one course and all strategies are fine. Like you can have an offer, you can have a small offer like I have at the moment for 33 euros. You can build a 6-figure business on that if this is what feels aligned for you. But if you like to work with people in depth in whatever area, it can be interior design, it can be coaching, it can be even like a physical product. It is up to you. You can create packages and offers that bring you 6 figures, but based on what excites you. It can be small offers, it can be big offers. And this is what you have to figure out with help or by yourself, what it really is that excites you. What are the offers that you want to bring into the world? And when you have that, then you have to find out which marketing channels and strategies excite you. Because as I said in my little intro, it's not about the one strategy that someone imposes on you, that someone says, you have to do that and this is what's going to make you successful. No, you have to find a strategy and marketing channels that really deeply inspire you and excite you. And there are so many different ones. And by the way, I will give you a lot of in-depth examples from many different clients I've worked with and from myself, how people use very different strategies, even super old school. For example, I just give you a little example right now, and you don't have to wait for the course, but I will give you many, many more in there. I love organic marketing, organic content marketing. Other people have used ads because they love all the technical stuff around ads, or they just want a business run with ads and they find a really good ads agency who helps them with that. And the gallery, the family gallery that we own as a family, like my own family. My father, who is like the CEO of that company or the co-CEO or whatever you call it, he is doing things very old school. He loves connecting personally with people. So we have sold so much in art fairs where you meet one-to-one. So fairs, art fairs, fairs where they sell. This is what has brought in millions of euros. And I have another client who does a lot with not art fairs, with fairs. So the physical contact with people, meeting people face to face, networking. For some people, that is amazing. If I told my father to start organic marketing, it's like, what the fuck? No, he has a huge network of people. He knows how to sell to people one-to-one. He knows how to build relationships. And this is what excites him. So this is, of course, his strategy and his kind of marketing channel. So do you understand? You have to find something that is yours and that totally lights you up because you can make money anyway. With old school marketing techniques, with new modern ways, everything is possible if you find the one thing that deeply aligns, or not the one thing, if you find the things that deeply align with you. And then when it comes to strategy, you also have to find your way of selling. Selling is key, and it's very important to sell from your heart, sell confidently, non-pushy, and with ease and joy. Like start enjoying selling. And this has to do with a lot of personal development because many people are fearful of putting themselves out there. And they have to find a way to be so confident with themselves that, of course, they can bring their offers out there because they love their offers and they know other people will love it as well. So, this is the strategic side of building a successful business. And you can see already it's just one pillar of five. So, it is important, but most people make the mistake and think it's just strategy what they need. No, there are four more pillars that are ultra important for deep, sustainable, holistic success. So let's move to the second one, which is mindset. For example, what I teach you in that pillar is to set big goals and powerful intentions that align with you. Because I just recently filmed the reel where I said the one reason why I don't have $1 million business yet, which is I never set the intention to have one. I always wanted to have a six-figure business. I got there, I kept it, and I had personal desires that I worked on. So a seven-figure business was never my intention. Perhaps I get there. Perhaps I want to have one in the future, and then I will get there. But you have to understand, if you don't make decisions and set precise intentions, it will not become a reality, or it will become a reality because you have no resistance against it, but it's not your focus, so to say. And usually when it comes to business, people have resistance, they have money issues and so on. So just like having it in the back of your mind usually doesn't work because there is too much resistance. So setting big goals and powerful intentions is important. And you will learn how to do that basically in the little course that I'm creating with and for you. Another part of mindset is to find and overcome your fears and limiting beliefs. Because as I said before, you can have an amazing strategy, even one that aligns with you. If you have limiting beliefs, if you have belief, I don't deserve this, I'm not good enough, I will never make it, other people are better than me, I'm not good enough, all of that, it is still running the show. Your subconscious is creating your reality, your physical reality. You can have the most amazing strategy that is already yours, that aligns with you. If you have these limiting beliefs running the show, you will still not be successful with that strategy. So we have to find these fears. And often they are unconscious. You don't even know what it is. So we have to go deep and figure out what it is, find the correct changes and affirmations, and replace the limiting ones with the ones that actually empower you. Another part of mindset is how to take action. And it's funny because people think like, oh, action is strategy. No, it starts in your mind because you have to learn to take inspired action instead of forced action. And I have a whole podcast episode on that, so you can go back and look for that one, which is all about inspired action. Forced action is something that doesn't bring you what you want, and inspired action does. When you follow flow, when you have let go of your negative assumptions, your negative beliefs, and you just follow inspiration, this is the kind of action you want to take. And then the last part when it comes to mindset is money mindset, of course, the big hidden elephant in the room. And I will make a whole course on that topic because I managed to build a six-figure business sustainably, which didn't mean that I kept the money. It's two separate things. So you will have to work on your money mindset if you want to create wealth, if you want to keep money and not just make money, but also to get started. Like if you have beliefs of you don't deserve money at all, you will stumble from the beginning on. So we have to take care of that from the beginning on. Money mindset is very important, of course, when it comes to business success. Okay, now we have talked about the first two pillars, which were strategy and mindset. And now let's go to the third one, which is nervous system regulation. The thing is, we don't even know so much about this yet, or we do know, but we don't speak about it. So many people speak about burnout. Burnout is the big thing out there. And you know what? It happens when you're in a constant state of hyperarousal. Hyperarousal means you have a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. Your nervous system is not calm, but in hyperarousal. And for many people, this has become so normal, they just feel a little bit stressed and they don't understand that they're actually in hyperarousal. For it has become the norm in their body and in their way of being, and they don't recognize it anymore as being totally out of balance. And when you're in that state, you make decisions that hurt you. You make decisions that hurt your business. I recorded a different or another reel about that, where I said, not recognizing this has cost me over $100,000 because I made decisions. I signed up for things. I signed up for coachings, even. I signed up and bought things that I thought I needed, but it came from deep survival state. And I created more survival patterns and scenarios for me out of that instead of solving it. You have to learn how to get to a calm nervous state first, release the stress, release the old trauma from your system, and then make decisions based on that. For example, I signed up for coachings. I paid over 15K, 20K, and I never used them because it was a trauma response. I wasn't in the place at all to follow up on these things that I had bought. I was not in the correct state. I wasn't in the state to do it. It had nothing to do with what I bought. This one coaching, for example, was amazing, but I was not in the state to follow through with it. So I just had thrown this money out of the window because of a very dysregulated nervous system. So what I'm going to teach you is to recognize if you are in hyperarousal. Like, how can you even find out if it has become so normal for you? We will go into these different fight, flight, freeze, fawn responses and see how does it show up in your life, or how can it show up, because it can show up differently for people. And I will give you examples and what you can look for in your own life, in your body, in your business, like the responses you have. For example, procrastination can be a trauma response. It can be, it does not have to be, but it can be. And also hustle mode very often is actually a trauma response. And you understand, like, when you operate from that being, from that state, you don't operate from your big potential. You operate from survival mode, and we have to change that. So I'm going to explain to you and teach you how to even figure out if you are in a calm mode or if you're in hyperarousal. And if you figure out, oh my God, there is a lot of stress running my decisions. I make bad decisions. I don't follow through. I perhaps also talk to the wrong people. I don't talk to the people that I actually want to talk to in my business. For example, I'm just like buying one strategy after the other, trying to make it work. This is a trauma response. It's not coming from a calm nervous system where you understand what you really want and what you really need and follow through with that. So we have to change that, because otherwise you'll make the main mistakes, or the one mistake after the other, like I did. And of course, I'm going to teach you different techniques, how to regulate, how to self-regulate, how to co-regulate, how to self-soothe, how to calm your nervous system. It is one of the most important pieces when it comes to business. If you want to build a sustainable business based on your intuition, based on a calm nervous state, instead of heading towards burnout and hustle mode and all of that. Okay, and now the fourth pillar, which is also so important, is emotional mastery. It connects a little bit with the mindset work and with nervous system regulation, but it has its own place, because you basically have to understand your emotional setup, your go-to emotions when you're under stress. So when you're under stress, do you go to anger, to rage, to hurried, or do you go to fear, or even to sadness and into a freeze mode and shut down? So when you're under stress, what are your go-to emotions? And not just stress in business, but in life, with your partner, with your kids, with things that happen throughout your daily life. And how have they impacted you and your business? And you can learn, and I give you the tools to safely release your strong emotions without repressing them or hurting yourself, others, and your business. And when you do that, again, you get much more and much easier to a calm nervous system, and you free up a lot of energy that at the moment is not free. Because if you suppress emotions, and I talk to that in different episodes here on the podcast as well, if you suppress emotions, if you repress them, suppress them, you need a lot of energy to keep them in place. And this is something, when you release these emotions, when you learn safe ways how to release these emotions, then you have huge amounts of energy from one day to the other almost. Not necessarily. Sometimes there is like a little bit of lag because your body's exhausted and needs time to recover. That can happen as well. And after that, you have a lot of energy that you can use that you didn't have before. And this is amazing for business as well. You can deliver in your business in a much better way. Again, you can make better decisions. You don't go into trauma responses, and you actually know what to do when you're triggered. When you're triggered by clients, by coaches, by your partner, by other people on the street, when you know how to deal with these triggers, it just creates a very safe place in you. Like you know how to handle the world, so to say. It's a very powerful place to be in. And I teach you that in depth as well in the course. Okay, and now the last one is energetic alignment, and this is basically the woo-woo part where I teach you about manifestation and mindset techniques that 10x your results. And you can actually beat the algorithms with that. You know, like all the people are always all over the algorithm, like Instagram has changed something, LinkedIn has fucked it up, and TikTok does whatever. And and no one is reading emails anymore. When you start using these manifestation techniques that I teach you, this does not matter for you anymore. You can beat these algorithms. It's crazy. Like we go from logic to magic. And for a reason, this is only one part. This is only one pillar of 5. You can actually use this pillar and have your whole business and your whole life super successful just following this one. But if you're anything like me, I'm a very logical person. I'm a very analytical person. For myself, I need these other pillars as well because my logic will always interfere. So yes, I use magic that I teach you with this woo-woo stuff, but I give it to myself in doses that I can easily accept it. And there is not too much resistance because of my logical mind. Magic will beat logic every time. However, you need to be open for it a little bit. And this is why we have all these different pillars. So basically, you have a beautiful groundwork, you have a beautiful fundament, and then you put the magic on top. And this is what really creates quantum leaps for you. And I teach you 10-minute techniques and a few others that really will change your life and business forever. And this is the whole part about energy alignment. And it's not the typical become a vibrational match. I really give you how to, like I give you techniques. I give you things like a mental diet or how to really use affirmations. Like will give you different examples also for you to figure out what really works for you. I give you the practical side of things and not this like, yeah, okay, what does it actually mean? What does it mean to become a vibrational match? How do I do that? Yeah, I know I got stuck there as well. And I will give you the techniques how to do that. And by the way, I have different podcast episodes on that already. So of course, now I basically listed all the pillars that are necessary for a 6-figure business, and you you can buy the course. I would be happy to have you, but you can also go through all my different podcast episodes and just find the different things and basically put it together for yourself. However, if you want to do this in a group right now, join us for the 7-day immersion where I teach all of this live, and you will have access to all the recordings for a whole year. So you don't have to implement all of this in 7 days and be all stressed out. No, you get access later on to the recordings, and you can basically do all of that over a longer period of time. And if you listen to this podcast, you can still buy the course. The price will probably be higher at that point, and you just get the recordings. The live immersion just happens in like 1 week now in August. If you want to be part of that, really, really, really sign up. I give you the best of the past 10 years of business, and you can ask questions even if you join the live immersion. As I said, the link is in the show notes, or you go to lydiawilmsen.com, sign up. It's 33 euros. It's a no-brainer. I'm so happy to have you. And with that, I would say have an amazing day, and until the next episode. Did you like this podcast episode? Then please share the love. And if you want to connect with me, check out all my links in the show notes, and you'll also find more information on my high-level mentoring, Thrive Beyond, where I teach you everything around emotional, mental, energetic, and business mastery, either in a one-to-one setting or in a mastermind setting. Thank you for listening, and until the next episode. Much love, Lydia.